I improved my grades by 30% in two of my courses last term. I had a 56% in my first semester midterm, and then I got, what was it, an 89%. And then I got a 60 in my first math midterm, and then I got 92 in the second one. Like crazy changes. Whoa. So there are two main things that I did to improve my grades. First one was that I studied for longer and harder. It seems like common sense, of course, right? It was more difficult, yes, but somehow it became even more fun. Like, I don't, you can call me a nerd or whatever, right? But just seeing myself growing and learning in these courses made it fun. If it's fun, of course, I'm going to want to learn even more, right? So, of course, just studying more, just putting in more volume, you're going to do better, right? You need to stop doing weed with your friends. You need to stop scrolling on Insta for 5 hours, right? You have the time. You just need to put it in. And the second thing that I did was I just allotted my time differently. In the past, I used to study more on the specific short definitions and stuff, like what's an enzyme, what's the definition of an acid versus a base, instead of actually knowing what an enzyme does, what an acid does and how it interacts with a base, right? Like actually knowing the deeper, more important concepts. You don't need to really know the really small concepts, the really small definitions, because that's not what the finals are on. That's what I've noticed, at least, right? And it's worked for me. Plus, if you know the big concept, right, you'll be able to answer the long answer and the short answer, right? Two things. But if you know the definitions, you might only be able to answer a short answer and multiple choice. So, of course, you should do the one that you learn more on. So that is understanding the overall concepts, the bigger mechanisms. I know that this works as well because I took economics last semester and I took two midterms. In the first midterm, I got a 91 and I understood the concepts really well. And then, surprise, surprise, I didn't know them that well in the second midterm and I got a 68. Like, what do you expect? Of course, I'm going to do better on the one where I understand the concepts more. I think there's a lot of things about tips and tricks, and like, I wasn't even planning on talking about this, but there's a lot of tips and tricks, like study hacks. But what you need to do is just put in the time, put in the work. It's not fun, but if you learn to grow and enjoy the growth, it can become fun. And the other thing is life isn't always going to be fun. It's sad in a way, but that's the way it is. But overall, the point is that I just put the effort into the correct places too. So again, point one, you need to put in the actual effort. Point two, you need to know where to put it in. So into the overall concepts. And that's how I boosted my grades by 30%.